remember me? Hello, all my sleepy peeps. This is the real sleepy girl. I changed the format of my channel from Narcolepsy Warrior, where I was like focusing on my one sleep disorder, narcolepsy. I have narcolepsy with cataplexy, but I felt like there were so many other variables to sleep disorders, and because sleep disorders can be a little bit of this and a little bit of that, I felt like I was excluding a lot of people who could maybe benefit from some of the things that I talk about. And I also want to talk about more than just living with a sleep disorder, because I want to talk about living and the things that I do. And this is like this little fuzzy thing. It's not an animal. It is my microphone. I have a fan blowing above me. Sorry if that's distracting. So I changed the format of the channel. I really wanted to check in because right now I've got all these things I want to say in the middle of the COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic and issue that we're dealing with just all over the world, not just here in the US. I'm in California, where we only leave our houses if it's absolutely necessary or it's an emergency, and a lot of businesses have shut down. I've kind of been self-quarantining since the 10th. I was traveling domestically, but once I got home on the 10th, I've only been out twice. I have no interest in going back out other than I'm going stir crazy. So I don't know if you're experiencing that, but I'm like, when somebody tells me I can't do something, I'm like, I want to go out and do all sorts of stuff. I'm like, I want to go here, I want to go to the gym, I want to but I'm really honestly a little homebody, so this should be like right up my alley. At first I was like, yeah, I don't have to go anywhere, and now I'm like, ugh, I can't go anywhere. So there's that. So if you're feeling that, you're not alone. So, but there one huge thing that I need to mention, because it's super relevant, and before I even go into like my medical history or whatever, I want to point out that I am not a doctor, I'm not a physician, I don't have any medical training. All I have is a condition that I'm very familiar with, and I like to share what my experience has been with treatments, things that I've read, things I've experienced, things that I experiment with that are maybe like unconventional, or things that you don't get from like your physician. So, and I'm always like asking my sleep specialist, like, do you know about this? What's going on? One thing is that I do not take Xyrem anymore. I couldn't handle the side effects. I just called it quits on the Xyrem. I had this love-hate relationship for years, really, until it just got to the point where I'm like, I can't live this way. It was like, yeah, I'm awake. My cataplexy is almost non-existent with it, but between the anxiety, one, that I just couldn't live with anymore, but two, this time last year, so in March of last year, I started getting upper respiratory infections. And I mean, bad, like really sick. And up to that point, it had been, oh God, I don't know, 7 or 8 years, like since I even have the sniffles. I eat really well, I work out, and I take care of myself. So for me to get sick was really bizarre. And when I say sick, like laid out 7 days, non-functioning, can't work, I'm just like in bed sleeping. That probably happened about 4 times last year. And then this past December or January, I got sick again. I think my doctor was trying to get me to try a new drug that was like on trial at the time. It's escaping me what the name of it is now. It's irrelevant. Anyways, whatever it was, I looked up, as I always do, what are the side effects? Well, I was reading it, and one of the side effects was upper respiratory infection. I thought, who the hell would take a drug where upper respiratory infection is a side effect, a potential side effect? And then I thought, that's weird. I've had upper respiratory infections. So I looked up Xyrem, and it's very minimal, but it did show up. You know, that big giant paper you unfold and that comes in all of your medicine. There's a name for it. But anyways, it's got all the information about every side effect and the chemical composition and how to take it and all that. In the Xyrem paper, there is a mention of upper respiratory infections. And I thought, you gotta be kidding me. So I was like, that's it. That has to be it. And the reason that makes sense, it like kind of all started like gluing together for me, because my memory is garbage, so like sometimes I have to relearn things or be re-reminded, is that it is a respiratory depressant, which you probably already know, but it slows down your breathing, and it like that's the dangerous part about it. That's my understanding. So it's a respiratory depressant. So to get upper respiratory infections from it totally made sense. I don't know if there's something about my life that makes me more susceptible than other people. I don't know how that works, but I was getting sick, and I was sick of getting sick. So enough of that. So I stopped taking that. But now with this coronavirus, respiratory issues being the main factor, and they're talking about people who've got, pre-existing conditions or whatnot. I just felt like I'd be remiss if I didn't point this out. And I'm not saying that, if you take Xyrem, you're gonna get coronavirus. Don't even go there. I'm just telling you what happened to me, and I didn't like that it was lowering my, immune system at the time and making me sick, so I sure as hell wouldn't want to be taking it right now if there's a virus that exacerbates that. So I'm just sharing that information. Feel free to ask your doctors, do your own research. Don't come after me and be like, she said that like it causes coronavirus, I'm gonna get pneumonia and die. No, that's not true. Because there's just so many variables, like how much you take of it, your current health, your genetics. There's just so many variables. But that's what happened to me. So information is power. So now you know. Now you know what happened to me. I wanted to share that, and the channel is going to be a little bit more about my life and what I'm able to do, what I'm not able to do. And hey man, you're stuck at home? I'm stuck at home, so boring. Take naps and guilt-free, and definitely drink water, take care of yourself, seek out the experts and find the information out for yourself. Don't rely on your mainstream news channels. I haven't posted that much. I think about you all the time. And in fact, I recorded this awesome video about a month ago, and I lost it trying to be really slick and streamline my files on my computer, and it just disappeared into thin air. So, anyways, that is probably all I have for now. But I will check in with you guys, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments. I'm usually pretty good about responding back pretty quickly. And I thank you for watching. You guys stay healthy and take care of yourselves. And I will hopefully see you soon. Bye!